Affirmative action has a direct impact on the trajectory of our lives. Its policies determine educational and employment opportunities for individuals, and thus have proven controversial in our increasingly competitive and capitalistic society. Some of us are winners, and therefore some of us become losers. If education and employment are internalized into identity factors, things that define us as individuals, then it should be of the utmost importance to each and every one of us.
Regents of the University of California v. Bakke established that quotas could not be used, but affirmative action programs that aim to foster and promote diversity are allowed. Thus, while quotas based on race are illegal and impermissible, race can still be considered as part of a broader effort to ensure a diverse student body. College admission and employment are competitive processes, and opponents of affirmative action argue that the policy does more harm than good. The first argument concerns the notion that affirmative action is reverse discrimination. This is an important argument because individuals see the policy as instituting present discrimination to rectify the harms of past discrimination. Opponents argue that this is fundamentally opposed to equal treatment. Additional arguments regard affirmative action as destroying the idea of meritocracy, in that race, gender, socioeconomic status, etc. are attributes, and not to be considered on the same playing field as a qualification for entry or acceptance.
But the goals of affirmative action are to ensure diversity by representing minorities in educational and occupational settings. This is especially important in an increasingly globalized world. We cannot improve and flourish if we do not make sure that all voices are represented and accounted for. But without equal opportunity to jobs and colleges, such voices can be silenced by a powerful majority.
Affirmative action affects everyone, both those in the majority and minority. Affirmative action is important because it simply represents opportunity. Opportunity is everything in America, founded on the notion of the American dream. If we want to keep it alive, we need to strive to ensure that everyone has equal opportunity. So do we need affirmative action today? Is there a lacking of opportunities?
Statistics taken from the top tech companies, including Apple, Facebook, Microsoft, and Google in 2014, demonstrate that there is a close to zero Hispanic, Black, and mixed race representation. Caucasians make up over half of every single category, with Asian being the second highest category. From an increasingly important and booming industry, we see evidence that affirmative action has yet to surface.
From this graph, representing the racial demographics at Princeton, we can see that the percentages demonstrate that while there might be a concentrated effort to increase diversity within the undergraduate profile, this does not translate into postgraduate programs in the professional environment. Since university education is becoming a norm for Americans, it is increasingly important to attain postgraduate degrees as means to employment. The diversification that has been attained in the undergraduate population has not translated into postgraduate life. The field has not been leveled. 2012 PhD statistics in the United States demonstrate that affirmative action is still necessary. 24,608 Caucasians received PhDs as compared to 1,455 African Americans.
When we all applied to Georgetown, we all understood that we were more than just our test scores and GPAs. This has been increasingly recognized by employers and universities, as studies have shown that there is no correlation between test scores and college performance. America is not a homogeneous society, so its schools and workforce should reflect that, shouldn't it?